you go. Now I can do this. Like last week, I was sick. I couldn't speak. So I decided to know. Today, I'm gonna put you here. We are going to do another animation. Uh, One that we have been playing, not playing, working on, that was planned to be finished. The last stream didn't happen because I feel that we can speak while I am working on this. I am going to just jump into the desktop and just be working here. So this one is another animation, right? Like I feel that I need to explain you what is this. So this one is an animation that I can, if I can do this, should probably do this. Then I name this car. So I can just hide the full animation. Then I have this one. So the render. So this is an animation, like it's the fifth, sixth animation of the video. As you can see, it's you still need to fix the timing of this part. But the idea is simply um, this segment here happens, right? I mean, I still need to fix it, but that is just like one of the things that is mentioned. That in the games mentioned that the first encounter of Peter and Fisk. So that is what I'm gonna do, like that. So today we're gonna be just working on this. So it is that he came from the car, right? And again, similar to the other ones, I am going to be hello. Why there is no color here? Let me do this and disable this one. It is, yeah. Grab this color, enable it back, and paint it. I don't know why that wasn't painted, but anyway, yeah, that was the plan. That is the plan. Be here for a couple hours. What time is it? What time is it? Like, am I listening to myself? I don't know. There you go. Here is the monitor screen. And I'm gonna be doing this a lot because I was sick last Saturday. Like last Saturday, I was supposed to do the last part of the video, right? Like the one that I published Sunday on the first day of the month. Uh, it was planned to be published. It's kind of slow. I don't know why. I don't have the monitor. I don't know why it's slowing down. Do I wanna? I wanna put this red. Put this. But yeah, like I wasn't able to stream. I mean, I could have streamed sick, but I wasn't able to speak. I was like, you know what? I'd rather not. Is it this one? I was like, no, I'd rather do not speak because otherwise. Right now, I just have this. I thought it was going to be worse. last night because last night I needed to face my fears and blow my nose. How we say? I think so. Blow up my nose a lot because there is traumas there. There is traumas that I might speak of them today. Because why not? We have time. We have time to speak of that. So basically, I don't like to being sick. Not because how you feel or anything like that. That is that is less of the problem. The problem comes from the traumas that I have from being sick. Especially not because something that happened when I was sick, but more because yes, but the trauma came before I was sick, and I noticing that I'm missing the stuff here, so I'm gonna paint it here. So when I was a little boy, a little smaller of what am I right now? Right, very small person. So when I was a little small person, smaller of what am I right now? So something that happened to me, I think that I was like 8 or something like that when it started to happen. Like I started to have a lot of nosebleeds. You know, your normal stuff that happens just in your everyday life. One day it started happening, and it was like, okay, they did test to me to see that I wasn't anything bad or something like that. So, so ended up being okay, you know. But the traumas remain. Something that happened was that I was just not here. Just one day just start happening, and like it is insane. So the trauma is, in fact, that as a child, my nose bleeded a lot. There was one day that it was the worst, right? And after that day, like I remember that every time that I was sick, so luckily I am not a sickless person or a person that gets sick all the time because I would have suffered a lot. But the point is that when I was 8, I think so, 8 or 9, something like that. My one day my nose started to bleed. It was common at that point, a little of fear, the normal things. But at least 15 minutes passed. For me, it was probably an hour that passed. Nose bleeding a lot. They took me to the doctor that it was nearby. They drive me to there, like 2 squares near the house. You are like, okay, you. They drive me there. They put me like some sort of like tourniquet on the nose, like tapoon, just like wrap a piece of cotton. I think it was. I don't know, but they put me on paper. I don't know. They just put it like grab it like this, make a cone of it, shove it in the nose. Awful experience, you know? They had me there like 5 minutes. For me, those were like the words time. Like for me, probably it was 5 minutes. For me, it felt like it was like hours. They had me there. Mm, My nose is just super, super um like right now, dribbling. Hmm. Should I took off the camera? Probably not. I'm just gonna do this. But yeah, I was there. And they had me there. It was like that sensation of how you start getting like here a lot of fluid in your nose, and it was awful. Then the worst part comes to the moment that they are like, okay, this is okay. You should be okay. You can go. Uh, I think I don't know. Like I feel that they took the tourniquet off when I was back at home, which doesn't make sense if you think about it, because the possible thing is that. So I wanna say that they took the tourniquet there. I just remember like a lot of pain when that happened. Um, so that happened. I remember the pain, and what happened afterwards was that we were home, uh, and I still have this like I still feel the blood coming out. I remember now. They took the tourniquet off. I don't know. I am not good telling the stories. I feel that I have sidetracked so far. So I was 8. They took me to the doctor, put me a tourniquet. All fine over there. But when they took that, I still feel the blood here on my nose, like bubbling here. Because the only thing that the tourniquet did was to, like, do a barricade there. It didn't stop. Like, I was still bleeding. Um, but somehow they say the doctor was like, okay, yeah, you are okay now. They took that. I come home and I was feeling like when you are sick, like this congestion on your nose. So is that like you feel something here? So I go to the bathroom, take a piece of paper, blow my nose up, freaking fountain games again. Um, I for help. My mom comes. It somehow like at that point didn't stop. Somehow, I think that I have like like a coagulated blood. That's what I describe it. Or that tourniquet that form up. Mm, it was very awful. Like somehow my mom notices that, and it's like we need to take off that because otherwise, because at that point I was starting to feel how the blood passes from my nose to my trachea. It's like otherwise you're gonna get drawn on that, and I was like, okay, so blew my nose. They At that point I was halfway to pass out. Uh, they Mom starts to help me because I was like just weak. I think that I was just almost falling over. Like Like probably the blood loss. Like probably at that time I have lost like it was just like in the limit of how much blood you could lose before passing out. Um, I was there. They my mom starts to helping me to take up that. And for me, it feels like literally like a wizard's trick. You know how you are like pulling out the 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 uh, colorful papers from their mouth. It was that from my nose. So it it kept coming, it kept coming. Like what I felt, it was like a meter. Like probably it was my size at that time. Probably I was a meter high. Probably that thing was same length as me. I don't know how that happened, but it felt horrible. Like experience was awful. Then what happened was that I started to, I don't know, like I just remember that. I don't remember when the blood stopped coming out. Um, I don't remember what I did afterwards, so probably I passed out. I don't think so because I would have thought that I passed out. But I was probably there, conscient, just existing. Like I was just there, present, not existing. I was just there, like I don't know what just happened. Something happened, and it somehow I survived that. But after that, I think that I generated that conscious fear of I am sick because it's the same sensation, right? Like it's like if I am sick and I cannot breathe, I'd rather stay that way. And I still to this day uh, do that because after that, in the day, take me to the doctor. Everything was okay. Because I mean, you can see I'm skinny, so and the light just makes me look like. And when I'm sick, I became yellowish, like symptoms. So it's like, oh, you could have anemia. So they took me to the doctor. All the blood analysis, nothing like that. After that, I remember the doctor say every time there was super heaty outside and super cold because you have the blood vessels here, right? They're like little punches of blood on your nose, like over around this area. That's what I remember the doctor knows, or told me especially. I mean, I was a child, so my mom was there. And what it told me was that there was those, and those are like very slim, very thin. So basically, that's why when you get punched, it's easily that you get bleed. And me, who had been punched on the nose, like from this profile, you can see a little bit that is not like a straight that it should be. Like, let me change here. Like you can see here how it goes like like a hook. You know, like this part should be more like flat like this. But you see this small thing. Other thing is that I forgot to do this. I forgot to change this. Other thing is that mm, here the cartilage that you have on the nose, like it shouldn't be like my bone. It's probably because of that heat just became bigger. So it's I think that is towards this side. Yeah, it's it's going more towards my right because I don't know what you're seeing this towards the left. I mean, no, it's flipped, so it's the right for you still. So yeah, towards my right. Um, so it is going towards my right. So probably it's part of that. So it's basically not that hard because I think that I was another one that I had big. I go again to the doctor was when I was like 12, I guess. So at that point, the doctor told me best way to stop the bleeding without putting anything in your nose because it would work if I have like a normal nose, like if my nose wasn't broken. But it is, so it does not work because it just like what happened was like if it was stopped, there was like a small gap with air enter, so it generate this bubble thing that create that coagul like coagulated blood. So obviously, um, things happen. So the doctor was like, I don't know if that was when I was sick. I don't think so. So the doctor was like, I think that the doctor was like, cold, like anything cold that you can put in your head. So you put it here. It helps because it's usually related to heat. So they start me to put because I think that it was like that we look on the internet that somehow vinegar was the solution. Don't know why, because it just irritates you more. Like if you think about it, like sometimes like when I inhaled that so high, like it helped a lot. So probably that's another reason of why I never was into drugs because it was like vinegar was a thing that I inhale a lot. So it was like I don't see the like beyond what probably you feel because the chemicals reach in your brain. Uh, I was like, I don't get why this is a good thing, you know? So that happened. Another one that happened was when I was like 12, I guess, 12, 13, probably 12. I got more for I was 12 when that happened. So I was going back from school. I was with my mom again. We are going to enter the metro. Um, when suddenly, like, it was like, here's the thing. I don't think that day it was even like super hot out there. But suddenly, we were walking. My nose started bleeding. Whoop, there was like a taqueria there, like in a local. Uh, I was able to just stop it like this, instantly. Uh, my nose starts bleeding. Mm, that happened afterward. Yeah, my mom goes to the local, asks for some. I was gonna say blankets, but napkins. For some napkins, and they, I think that they give him like what you put in the napkin server, like the whole thing. They give to my mom. Luckily, there was still taxi sites at that time. Um, there was one outside the metro because that's where the taxi sites existed, at least in Mexico. There was one there. It was something quick, I guess, because it. I don't remember if it just like was like not that big of a fountain coming out from me, or it was just that. Now let's go home. Now, uh, so I think that it just calmed down, right? At that point, I had my like. You usually have some funnel to when you go to laboratory. Uh, so we were on physics, luckily, laboratory, not that year of science. So and it was a different. I don't think that I use it. I have another one that I take up from carpentry that I was taking off at the time. So I have both. So we go to the taxi. We take the taxi, and what happened was that there is a lot of sinkholes. Is the word that I am looking for? I don't know. Is it sinkhole? No, it's not sinkhole. Let me just look for a word. A lot of potholes on the road, right? Because like if LA has potholes, just imagine how where LA is just like the maximum glory. Just imagine how it is a country that is not the maximum glory. So there's a lot of potholes. Um, the taxi drives over one. No starts bleeding again. This time it's just the fountain coming out again. Uh, the the fountain, like we needed to put the runner. Let me see if it's that's what you say because I'm saying stuff and probably it's not the way to say it. Yeah, the flannel, the flannel. That's how you say it. Flannel. The flannel. You start putting that on my to to cover, and like I remember that thing just go full red. Like it felt like how in the movies when someone murders someone ends up with no, it's not even like that. Like you were able to probably just grab the flannel, twist it, and the whole river came out. Like I feel that it was that the case. Anyway, we arrived home. They put me ice. The thing just calmed down, and that was the second worst that happened. Uh, Luckily, that time I didn't got the coagulated blood or something like that, which the doctor was like, "It's good that you have like a faster, like what is the word, like cicatrization." But it was like that time played me bad. Like luckily because it wasn't blocked, um, mm, it helped me, right? And apparently, the reason of why uh, there was a lot of blood it was just because of not only like because usually when you have a nosebleed, only like one of your nose vessels, blood vessels break, so it's nothing bad. You have a lot, but for me it was not only one; there was more than one. That was what make it worse. S- So something that happened, and I remember was that so they took me to the doctor afterwards. Why so slow this shit? They took me to the doctor again. Again, did some stuff. Like the doctor was like, "There is nothing bad with your white cells. Like anything. Like your system. It's okay." It was like it's just something that is just bad luck of you. The doctor was like, "These are the best ways that you can like help to stop any sort of bleeding, right? Like first of all, if whatever is um, keep that race of where it should be, right? So the case of the nose, just you keep it the idea is that you keep that above your heart because the pumping that is happening and all of that. So it needs to make more effort and less blood is going to arrive to that point, right? Like if you have a cut, you just put it above your heart and just make pressure, right? So there is no blood keep coming out. So that's why the tourniquets are applied on the nose. But if you are like me and you don't like the sensation of that, what you do is you pressure, like your vessels are, you have this bone here, like it's like a sphere. You can feel it down here. Like if you press here, that is where your blood vessels are. So if you press there, um, there is not going to be blood come. You do the same as the tourniquet, but without the need to put that tourniquet on you, which is the best thing that you can do. So you put that tourniquet on. Um, Something that happens also is the fact. So it told me that ice also helps, especially because if it is related to heat, uh, ice can help. So I feel that having those advices and like I feel that the next one that I have just wasn't as horrible as the last ones. Like it helped a little bit to be like, oh, there is nothing bad happening here. Like I can control this. Because before that it was just like, yeah, it helps, but I don't know what else. So the next part is also like keep the calm, even when you are bleeding out. So it's like let's say you are there like a lot of time, like nothing bad is gonna happen, so you're not gonna die. Like the most that you can have is that you pass out. Um, so in that case, you should go to the doctor. Mm, or not the pass out, like you have been trying to stop a bleeding for a long time and nothing happens. Like that's when you go to the doctor. But keeping calm is another thing that they told me to do. Um, there was some sort of medicine compound that it also told me like because usually the worst was when I was sick. So so it was because one medicine had something. I don't remember what it was. The compound that it prevented to help the quick uh like it was something that didn't prevent it to help on the process of blood circulation, not blood circulation, it was the blood like cicatrization process that it was like it was not like oh I did it's just mm, if you have this you are not going to have cicatrization. It was more like this is going to make the cicatrization a little slower, so even when your blood is doing the right thing, it's going to take more time of what it should take. So it was like if you are sick, avoid to have this compound that is usually um, the medicines that are like dissolvable in water. What is the thing I remember? I don't remember what was the compound. Probably if I read the ingredients, I remember. I was like, oh yeah, it's this one. Uh, but that one, so that is another one that it told me. Also, I remember that it told me. I think that that last one, I was like 15 or something when it happened, or 16, because the doctor was like, "Hey, if this doesn't stop in 2 years, once you are 20, we are going to need to make a surgery on you because you cannot live with that." And I was like, I don't know. It was probably my fear, like not fear, but it was like I don't want to get surgery on the nose, like I am okay looking at stuff, like blood and all of that, but that just make it hard. Like if I see someone like I can see someone just cut in half, no problem. The moment that I see the face, just it's just that moment of oh no, I cannot do this. But yeah, that happened. Luckily that stopped it. Because I remember that I was on school when the last one big happened. I was on school, uh, but it would be probably high school equivalent. I was like 15, 16 probably. Uh, I remember that I was just like, oh, my nose bleeding. I remember that I dropped blood on my notebook. I just like wake up from my seat, go quickly to the bathroom, and I was like, oh, I can handle this. Uh, Go to the bathroom, grab some paper from there just to help me. Then, like, it was a little of, I was like, oh, it's the heat. Uh, Probably was older. I don't know. No, I was young because that t-shirt, like, I have like, probably you have seen me on some streams wearing it, like a Captain America t-shirt. Like, that was, like, big to me at that time. So, it felt blood over there. I go to like the the nurse of the school was on the bathroom sadly, and it saw me there with the nosebleed, and it was like, "Oh no, come here!" And I was like, "Oh." Um, so it did the only thing that doctors know how to do, that is put the tourniquet. I was like, "No, please, that no." Uh, I don't know what I remember that I escaped the doctor that day because I think that someone else came to the nursery, and I was like I escaped I remove that quickly, do my technique of just put pressure on it, and buy like an icicle. I buy an icicle, and I don't remember where I go. And I remained on the yards, on the patio of the school for like the next hour, I guess, because the doctor had me there a couple of minutes. At that point, I have removed the thing. No, I think that I just not remove it, but I just make it like soft. I have like my eyes on the nose, and the doctor was there, the nurse was there, and someone else came, and I remember that I left. That's what happened. I think that's what happened. Like someone came in. It was like the doctor got distracted. I was like, oh, I'm okay, fine. I leave. And I think that I just go and sit on a bench. It was on the patio of the school. Like I go sit there, and it was like waiting. Because I remember that it was probably half class that I missed that day. Because I remember that the it was English class. The teacher was like, when the next class told me, "Hey, are you okay?" Because of last time, and it's like, "Oh yeah, it was fine. Like that happened to me all the time. Don't worry." Blah 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 blah. Because I remember that I wasn't able to enter the next class because I was just there. Like I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna enter the class with my icicle." It's not an icicle. There is another name, but I don't think there is like a name for it because we call it congelada, or at least I call it like that, congelada. It was a vanilla congelada. Mm, so just like an icicle, but without the stick, just like that. Um, and it's on la vague. So I remember that I was there a little bit, and then I go to the next class, and the teacher, and I was going with the icicle in my nose, and the professor from the other class was like, "No, you cannot pass. There is like 5 minutes that you are late." I was like, I was literally dying, and you don't let me in. I was like, okay, fine. I think afterwards, I didn't care about that class a lot. I was like the class that you enter to just sleep. It became that class because it was like, I am not in because I am not late because I wanted to skip that class. Like otherwise, why will I be here in the first place? Like if I wanted to skip the class, I would not even put my presence on the. So I remember that I got back to the patio, put my. Oh, that's where the professor told me that I was like saw me because I was with blood on my t-shirt. I was like, "Ah, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah," because I was like, "Oh, because you didn't go back to class." I was like, "Oh yeah, I was like on the nursery, blah 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 blah." They didn't let me. They didn't let me to go back to class instantly. And I remember on the previous one because I was like on. the other school, I was 13. I remember now because I was like a sports class when that happened, and like you have like a professor tutor at that time, or sports class professor was our tutor, and it saw me and it was like, no, you go to the nursery. They even take me home just for that. And I don't think that that one was that big as other ones. The professor was like, no, you cannot, uh, like, you cannot do class unless that the doctor tells that you can do class, which a lot of people would have say, okay, great. But it was one of the few times that sport class wasn't like just do the same thing as always. So it was like, okay. And, and that's why they took me to the doctor and do the blood analysis and all of that, just to say, uh, the professor, see, I told you I was right. I'm noticing that this blue is too dark for you to see something. I'm gonna just finish painting this because you don't see now the this part, for example, the mirror. Like, I mean, like, you see a little bit, but you don't see the lines over it. So I'm gonna just increase the lightness. Yeah, that happened. It was very bad. Luckily, I didn't need to get surgery. Like, I was able to survive that way. I avoid surgery. Mm, what else? Yeah, it was just like somehow miraculously, like I avoid the surgery, and I was like very happy of that because I was like, I don't want to have surgery just because of that. Which we have fixed my nose, but I was like, nope, please no. I was just scared of it. Yeah, not why you do that. This one. Probably this color is okay. Yeah. This color. I'm gonna have it like this for now. Um, and I see what else because we need to fix this interior. Need to see, but first we paint the car. Yeah, that was what happened. It was like it was just like an experience that to me. Like at this point, like I haven't got so many. Like probably like this year, I think that only two so far. I was sick. I mean, I still sick. Not gonna lie, but didn't happen. Like at this point of the sickness, it was when I have played like every day. So I got sick, so didn't happen. So usually if I am sick, max a day happens and it's just like a minute that is just like, oh, let me go to the bathroom just to clean myself problem. Mm, something like that. Not a lot actually. Like it's very small. Like at this point, I feel that that trauma, if you call it that way, like has passed. Like it's beyond the point that I am like literally feeling like it is a problem for me. Like still, which considering my character, it is just weird that you think that I am not someone who likes blood a lot. Um, there's another thing. There is something Mexico called moronga. Uh, everyone loves, or a lot of people loves it. That's something that I cannot even stand to think of eating because, as I said, a lot of times the blood passed to my throat, and I was like, so it is just like a little of I I don't know. It's just probably the texture, how it looks visually. That is like that reminds me of that day. So I am not going to even taste it because even when most of that trauma is just gone, it's just like there are things that just remember me, and it's just like if it was dry blood, probably, but I mean it's not like just drink it, but it's like liquid. I accept it. Once you have a lot of fleshy texture there, it's just like, mm-mm, that is just too much for me. Like it's just too much memories to me. I don't understand that. But basically, that is my case on that thing. So, yeah, like it was very surreal for me, all of that. Like so surreal that the Nightmare universe just created the blood monsters because of that. Like super OP those things. You don't wanna face them. Hopefully you see them one day if I don't keep sidetracking doing this. But I mean I'm doing what I have fun doing, and I so far have so much fun doing this. The sidetrack of the app of what is happening in dream reality. Yeah, it's okay too. But I almost finished that one. Like I have the textures done. I have the like I am missing just doing some animations for it. Doing some what's the word? Doing some animations and the hair particles, which are going to be a trouble, but not so much of trouble since I know an idea how to tackle them. Probably just two parts of that I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But actually one of them is just like probably I don't need to do. But since I was like because I plan a lot of this, it's like, oh, this is stuff that I did. Let me just do these videos. And it's like, oh, this is an optimization that you can do for this to make it work on this other way. on this other workflow, uh, but that I didn't use at that time. I was like, oh, what are the chances of that? So yeah, um, yeah, blood, other trauma related to cars. That one I still have it. I don't know. It's going to be hard to pass that trauma. Being this the only. I don't know. No, this is not the only one. But it's just like driving. I was 17, 18 when that happened. I was going with my family. We were going to a mall, I think. Um, Then I have a DS at that time. I know it was the Wii U era, but we had a DS. We're playing Mario Kart. So we usually play on the DS whatever game we could play multiplayer. That day we were playing Mario Kart. Great game. There was a time where there was we passed through a slope, right? And it's that sensation that you always have the inertia. Um, like you have that inertia, and I was like, oh, I don't have the seatbelt on. And like me and my sister both say like, because I don't know, we were probably on the Mumu Ranch or something like that, when you have a lot of like ups and downs. And my sister and I were like, oh look, how funny! It's like real life Mario Kart. Mm, Funny because we jinx ourselves, so that's fine. We say that. Realized that we didn't have the seatbelt on, so we put the seatbelt on. Luckily, um, then we were like probably 15 minutes to our destination. Like it was. Uh, I remember what track it is. I don't remember the name, so let me see. Uh, Let's look for the Mario Kart DS tracks because I know if I see the image of it, I know which track it was. I think I had dry bones or oh, it was stretch on my guts. We had dry bones. I have dry bones. I feel so. Or Waluigi, probably Waluigi on the excavator. I don't remember. It was one of those two. So let me see which one is because I can tell you that they have like we were playing on inverse mode. Mushroom Bridge? No, it was not Mushroom Bridge. It was Mushroom Bridge? No, it's not. It was. It was because it's the only one that it. So looking at the cups, it was not Mushroom Cup. It was not Flower Cup. But it was Shroom Rage. It was one of the Shrooms. But I don't remember which one. Need to look at them and see if there is more photos of them. It was not Yoshi. It was probably Mushroom Bridge, right? It feels like it was. There is a Yeah, there is a tunnel on this one. So gallery. Yeah, Mushroom Bridge. It was that one. So we were on Mushroom Bridge. Um, so there is a lot of cars over there, right? On that track. There is these little bosses that appear. I remember the blue. Apparently they are yellow. Or looking at the images. So what happened was like we were there. Like we usually put like let's say that we were like sometimes we put it like infinite mode, and whoever got of more points, it was like, oh, this is who we won. We were playing like highest AI, because like we were very good at the game at that point. Um, Something that happened was that we started playing that 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 track. Normal stuff happened. I remember it was the last lap. Um, so things start to get crazy on the last lap, right? Um, I got a lot of advantage somehow on the track, against my sister at the bots. So my sister was, I feel that it was very close to me. It attacks me with triple red shells. None of these happened at the same time, just to clarify. Attacks me, triple red shells. They hit me. Then, um, the boss is driving next to me. It's going the same direction. Three shells attack me. Mm, they are close to me. Then you start hearing, like, once the last red shell hits me, you hear the classic blue shell noise. Then, mm, what happened is, I think that it was my sister of a bot. Someone bumped me to a car, into a truck. I start spinning on the truck. Then I land, blue shell lands, I explosion. Then the next thing that I saw, so while I hear the blue shell, and the blue shell shadow is above my character. See, I see, I saw a real shadow appearing on my left side because I am going on the left back seat. On my left side, on the window, shadow, everything goes dark, or darker. That's the right word. Everything goes darker. Then you hear like screeching noises because the I don't even know what is the name of that one. Not this one. Of that word. Is it like will nuts? I don't know if that is the word because yeah, let's say that the wheel nuts. So there was a truck. When I turned left, I saw a truck and it was like, oh, they hook us. They hook us because bus drivers in Mexico think that we are on Mad Max and they need to defend their truck using those spiky nuts. Uh, so I was like, I think that I say they hook us. Hear the screeching noise. Shadow is in there. Then in the next, like you could see how fast it was because how fast the sound of the blue shell happens, and that was when the blue shell was literally above me. So blue shell happens. So blue shell goes down. Mario Kart, like my character starts spinning on the air like always. I felt it was probably because that sensation translated to my brain on 3D because we probably just like spin like I'll use dinosaur. This is called for car drives. Spider-Man is the truck. Better way Spider-Man is us. Truck just hook us. It launches us towards here. There is a tree here. We ended up like I feel because of how the car ended up. Front of the car should have smacked the tree. It somehow spin. We ended up front face looking this way. Ourselves like the next thing that I remember, like it hits the tree, boom, spins. We ended up like this. Truck ends up here. We are over here. We are on the sidewalk. Like, nobody get hurt somehow. Uh, it was it was one of those times that you are like, oh, is that I am alive? No, like the same time that the blue shell hit me, I literally saw a shadow happening here, but I don't see it what it was like other times. But at the time that the blue shell hit me, oh, it was the shadow there. Okay, I see. The time that the blue shell hit me, like we got the crash accident. It was like, and like then you got the PTSD of. I got the PTSD of basically just going in the car and darkening happens. It's just like I just see the same thing because it is weird. The boss that does not have uh, that sort of will not for them. Like I'm gonna show you how they are. I mean, these are the. I can use this one. So these ones are like the baby ones. There are other ones that have like spikes on them, literally, and that was one of them because it was like literally outside the. Because usually have this, and they are outside the wheel. They are not like if you go close and the truck go very close to us, that we were hooked. So and the game, I remember the game freeze when that happened. Like it freeze at the time that the blue shell hits you. So just like blue shell hit. Let's see if we see the moment because like this was the moment that I start hearing the noise. Probably a little higher, when it's just doing the spin around you. That's when I hear it. Um, Explosion. Right. It's even from the same game. The game just decided to freeze just in similar position like this. Like, come on. So now it's like every time that I I am on that, So I see a car. It's just like, nope, bad experience I have there. There is no good memories that came to me when Dark Shadow comes on the left of me. Just like, oh, Dark Shadow flashbacks came to me. Like it's just PTSD, I guess, that day. Which it's just make me think that I am not going to be able to drive. Like even like a self-driving car. Mm-mm. So I rather to find a different way of driving, of moving around, which I know that on city driving is technically the only way. Mm-mm. Like I need to go. Like if I am going like a long drive, I need to go. I'm not a person that usually is on headphones. Like heck, I don't even have music right now. That's why this is going too slow. I usually have some noise on me. But what do I listen to? Lord 5? No. I just put these things. Uh, this way you shouldn't hear it, but I hear it. But we got that, and it's just like that sensation of I don't know when the music stopped, but I got this sensation of it's crazy. Uh, Games are safe for me. Like that's something that I found. Games are safe for me. I don't feel the same fear because it's just like, oh, I am not there. Like it's just that idea. The only game that it made me feel something was Before the Storm. Oh, so is that? And I was like, oh, I feel you, Chloe. I think I say that on the even when I was playing, like, oh, I feel you, Chloe, because it's that same idea, right? Of like fear of the accident, even when she wasn't there. But for me, it's more like no, it's just remembering that and like it's like how much time, how much more can I have the luck of nothing happens, you know? Because if you think about it, like it's just like the universe was that day. You are not supposed to die then yet. Um, I don't know. It's just like if we are thinking of that, it was like Mig they just came and it was like I don't know how many times she has saved my life because that one when I was like mm, nosebleed and I don't even pass out, that is one of them. I don't think that there are other death experiences close, at least in this universe. Because on the other ones, yes, especially Nightmare universe, super close to death. Like, that's what we are besties now. But I don't think so because I mean probably the earthquakes if you wanna say, but not the places that I frequent were places that fell down. It was just that I don't think that I have got yet because Tepejan told me that he's going to that he wants to take me down him personally. So I make that to me, when someone is we're reading like the Song of Ice and Fire, and there is the point when Tyrion is like, "Oh yeah, I wanna die old in my bed with a woman on my side," just to not say the 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 other part of the woman. Tyrion says, and it's like, yeah, that is a death that probably everyone wants to have, but let's say that you want not like I have came up to the point of peace where I'm like, as far as it's not a car accident, if it's not like a old death, everything but car accident, like earthquakes, I have been no because when there was like the September one, in that time I got out of school early, so I was going home and I was on the metro and everyone is like, oh, it should have been horrible, which it wasn't a horrible experience because it felt only like what it felt. is that one of those, like, there was a museum that had a earthquake simulator that teach you what to do on earthquakes and what you should go to, like, not stand, like if it's a strong earthquake you should go closer to the ground so you keep your equilibrium easier. So if you need to move during the earthquake, that is the way to do it. Not that you should do, but if you need to move to a safer space, hmm, that is the way to. So I saw, I mean, because I was like that on this, it felt like something like that. I was just like you are moving like this. No, like it felt, but it never felt that the train was going to to flip or anything like that. I was just like, it suddenly stopped the train. Like the lights go out. That was the most scary part. The lights go out a little bit. Like the people on the other wagon scream a little when that happened. But beyond that, it was pretty chill experience. Like for what chill experience you can get of of an earthquake, right? Like for being like that bad experience, like for me it was very chill. So I understand what people got PTSD from that because I know that it was horrible. Especially for me, it was like very calm, especially considering that people say that underground. Like it didn't feel that horrible. And I don't think that I have ever been like scared of earthquakes. Even when I have been, I don't think I have ever, no, I have never been on a big building, luckily. But even if that happens, I feel that I can keep very calm. Like I feel that there have been earthquakes that I have feel more strong, like they were worse when I have been on my home. That those that are strong that are I am not at home. But it's probably just like I don't know. I don't know what I was even saying before that. But yeah, like I was there. It was on the tunnel when that happened, that earthquake. So I was like, oh, it seems okay. I go. The earthquake happens. There is like a couple of minutes. The train just stays stationary on the tunnel. Like I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad because they didn't make us sleep. The train arrives to the terminal, not to the terminal, to the next station. So there was like a high school there, and you see a lot of like the girls and even the boys, just everyone is like arriving, is like crying and just super scared. Did you see that scare on their faces, right? Like that's one of the things that you are like, oh, I see the scare on the face of this person. So it was at least strong enough to scare the people, but you are like, oh, usually the people that is the more like joking during the drills are the people who ends up being more scared on the real one. So it was like, okay, that's okay. Nothing happened. Mm, then I arrived to the terminal to do exchange of of train, and and there is like police officers like speaking to people that seem to be nervous, which is like okay, but there is not like I am just trying to look around like if it was that strong. Because I am on the subway, on the metro, so there is not a good signal down there. So I'm like, was that strong? So I don't see that. So I keep my travel. A little of dust there was, but not like it's just like structure feels intact. Like I was like, if it had been very bad, like they have make us like say like you know what, like it's dangerous to go on this. Like you need to leave. But it was like that is not the case. So I keep going. Arrive to the other place that I do the transition to the lines. Not the same. People is scared. And it's like, okay, I arrive home. I look at the home. From my home, you can see like big buildings. And I look at them and it's like, oh, they are still standing. So nothing bad happened. Was until I arrived home. There was like, oh. And turn on the TV. It's like, oh, it was literally very bad. But for me, it was like you can say that I was on my bubble until I arrived home because the neighbor was with Sue at that time. You know, Sue was on the patio. Neighbor was there because it's like, let's say, the same street number but different in-house number. The neighbor was there with Sue, and the neighbor dog that is the one that you sometimes hear barking. Sue was like, please let me go because like she, you know, like I think that once she wake up on an earthquake and it was like, which I have also done the same, you know, it was like, you know what, let me sleep. I don't care if the house falls on me. I'd rather die sleeping than aware of what's going on. She was like that. She she was like because the first thing that she did after her arrival was like, good that you are here. Now I can go to sleep because they probably just like what I'm assuming is that the neighbor did is that it hear the seismic alert, go out and so do there and stay with their grabbing it from her collar. So was probably like, oh, I think that I know what is happening, but I don't know what is happening. So can I go now to sleep? Like that was probably her thoughts at that time, right? Like I just want to go to sleep. I don't care what is happening. Like the world can be dying, and I care about the war, care about life. But right now I wanna sleep, so let me sleep. But yeah, that was something. I don't get PTSD for that. Spiders, little fear, not a lot. Um, I mean, I can see spiders. Once I see a spider move, that's when I got scared. That was because Nightmare Universe spiders are just baby spiders are just like palm hand size. Um, they only die by fire. When you can crush them, but they are like bony, so you need to have a lot of strength to crush them. So best way to kill them is fire. Hmm. Yeah. What do colors I do? So best way to kill them is fire. That is just too close to that color. Yeah, this one. So best way to kill them is fire. And it's just like the sensation that once I have one crawling on my chest, yeah, it's just like more like disturbing sensation. You know, to see the crawl and like they are fast. Like you probably only see spiders. Like if I see a spider just like happily on its web, I don't mind. I can see them. I see them just like slowly crawling over there, creeping, like hunting an insect, whatever. I don't mind. The moment that I see them run, that is the moment that scares me. So I can just pull up right now pictures of spiders. The more that I get is that ick that you get when you see something that is not that great. But beyond that, I am a-okay with spiders. I am pretty okay with spiders. It's just that. So I feel that it's just as two heights a little bit, but not all the time. Like it's just like after a time that I got just like that vertigo sensation of oh I'm gonna fall, but not a lot. I mean it's just like feel that the normal fear that you get, or like the more normal that you could get of fear of heights. It's just that fear of falling, but I am okay. Like it's not that oh I cannot stand on a first floor, which a lot of or in a balcony, which a lot of high fear people cannot do. So I am like, no, I am okay with that. What is happening here? Not this one, this one. Still don't know how to do that, but okay. This one. Think of this one. We got the car done. And like something that I learned about with doing the previous animation is that transitions can be done like afterwards. So we got these three. Let me just crop this to a more proper size. First of all, let me save. Crop this to a size that is more close to whatever I'm gonna use. Like this. Then I'm gonna go file, render animation, image sequence. Go here, 1.6. Gonna have Windows 6 star final. The folder, just put it the car. Let's have PNGs. Yeah, PNG. Uh, okay. We just from 35 to I don't know what number. This one, right? 130? Yeah. Let me change this here then. 130. And then we go for 35. It's 35? I feel that this is wrong. Oh yeah, because it's from this position. But this frame, which one is this frame? Just look over here. Because it needs to arrive from frame 40. From frame 40. Okay, what frame is this? So what frame do I was planning to have the door open? Three, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. So from frame 40, we export this file. Export animation frames. Where is it? I don't see that. I don't see it. Port advanced render animation. First frame 40. So we render this. And I should have them reopen there. Let me just go here. So 1.6 car. Hello. Hello. Export render animation. Car 0. Why is not appearing here? Render animation. Oh, it's in the one that it should be. Frame and car. Remove these ones. Not there. Just have it here and here. This one. Frame 40. Okay. There you go. We have these ones here. Okay. So we can hide the car for now. Just focus now on this one. It's cropping not the way that it should. So let me just import this again. So here, import animation frames. Open this, start step on 3 because we are on 8. There you go. So now we select here and here. Excuse me. Same. Oh freak, I mess up again. I import all, but I forgot import animation frames. Images because I don't know why uh, it saved me. What is image one? Share. Open. Trim. Them. We rename this to SM. So we select all of this area. We only work on this area. I can select. We work on this area. Come. This is frame one. Frame frame 4 actually. Frame 7. Frame 11. Frame 14. Frame 17. They say 1, 2, 3. 23, 27, 31, 34, 37, 40, 43. No, this is okay. This one, no, this 40. Maybe 40, maybe 43. No, this one is 43. That is what I was confused. 43, 46, 49, 53. So this should be moved. 54, 57, 60, 63, 66, 69. So you are 72. Nice. So you should be 75. You should be the same as there. So moving this over here. '81, '85, '89, '93, '97, '80, 101, 105, 109, 113, feel that I eat some frames. 117, 120. I am missing one frame. Freak. Why missing it here? Yeah, I'm missing the last frame. The 20. Because this was 124, I guess. Hmm. We can shoot. What is better? What is better to just re-import this again? Probably. Probably it's better to just re-import all of it. Yeah, from zero. Import animation frames. Images. Image 0 to 36. Open. Return trees. Okay. It's M. Probably it's better to just bring one. Actually, it should be one less of what it is because it's starting on 0 on this timeline. 7. There should be 10. There should be 13. 16. There's 19. 22. 27. So you should be 26. You should be moving. So I'm gonna select all of them. Move it over here. So you should go here. You should go on this one. You should go on this one. You go on this one. You should go on this one. You should go on, no, this one. You should go. You should go on this one. 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 You go on this one. You go on this one. You should go on this one. I think that here is just shifting them. Yeah, because they are okay. 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 So we should go here. You should be okay. You should go on this one. You should go on this one. You should go on the one. Okay, so you should be flip. So you here. 100. You should be 104. Should be 108. So be 112. You are 116. 118. You are 124. 3. We hold it for the last frames. Okay. I didn't care about that. So that should be done. What time is it? Let's be here 20 minutes. Let's see animation play. Should remove this area here. What happens if I do this? Just test it. This affects how it looks. Because if it's all fitting in there, yeah, there is no repercussion doing it. So, like, it was very simple, the animation. I love this. That is a candidate for thumbnail there. What should I do? I should do the mask. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin this now. I need to have this pin now. Shift M, Control I for inverting the mask. Put this SM. And we put this here. So now I need black to erase and white to add. So this is the whitest. Let me remove this noisy area here. There you go. Here. Invert that selection. Okay, we need to recover areas here, but mostly usable. I'm gonna delete all of this noisy here. Let me go back to this one. I'm going to let me see if I use something like this, for example. So it's not 100% opacity, but just like enough opacity, so it is just something there. Then I select the other brush and start the areas that do not need to be appearing, like this one. Then I change the brush. Then carefully I add this back. Where? Oh, from here. I was like, where is the leak on this area? Here. It is the leak. There you go. I think that's done. Like this. Inverted. Come to avenge me. I'm gonna leave that as the web. I'm gonna leave these numbers here. Obviously, this is not connected. That's that. The shoe here. Okay, so now we go to the next frame. Boom. So we go invert mode. W, select the edges. Ctrl I for inverting. Deselect everything. See what is the thing that we don't need here. Example, this one. We remove all of this. We press X to invert this color for selection, and with white we paint everything that we want, because white is one, and when we add this selection it's going to preserve obviously the same here. Okay, so as far as there are the same problems that we have to fix, it's going to be quicker. Okay, that was not the case, so this, and we add this area here. That seems okay. Okay, everything else is okay. Okay, something I need to do is, let me see, because that's something that didn't did last time, and these sections remain. I don't want that. So let me erase this side here. These interiors. I mean, I'm okay if there is like a small, uh, like line on this, but I don't want this white because it's going to be appearing as white once it's done. So we don't want that. Go back here. Since the previous ones didn't have the web, I'm gonna remove it from here. This one doesn't appear to be nothing. This one also we remove it. Keep this one, this one, this one, keep this one. Okay, back to the present one. To red color to white. It's white, right? Yeah, wait, white because white is one. One perceives. That is the way that I learned this mask. To be honest, like mask and well, everything is mask actually. So just thinking that oh, this is a NAT operation, so white is the color that gives that, or because if I am doing something white and I multiply something by one, the something remains. That's the simplest way to remember it. Which I always need to think about when I am doing some masking, but it does not matter because it doesn't matter because of what am I doing. Okay, this is a good one. Except that this should be here. This one, only a little bit of the hands here. Oops, the color. There you go. Started fill. Okay, I forgot that I have the other. So we erase and invert the selection. Something that I noticed right now, because I wanted to change my small tablet that I have to another one that looks a little bigger. Something I noticed, because it was pointed on a, because I was like, there was like the tablet that I was gonna buy have like the option to buy with a discount the shortcut keyboard, and I was like, oh, probably I should try that. Then I saw that it wasn't for what I needed. So something that happened was that I noticed is that obviously I am left-handed, so most of the shortcuts that you use are for you to have your hand on the. And this is why I wanted this, because most of the shortcuts are for you to have your right hand on the tablet or on the mouse, and your other hand is on the, like your right hand is on the mouse and your left or tablet and your left hand is on the keyboard. you only need to use the keyboard, right? Like your shortcuts are all on the same spot, you can say, on the same side of the keyboard. And I'm noticing this because like X to invert the color, B to select C for cropping, B, X, B, B. So it's just like, huh, it's literally designed that way. And so it's like I feel that I literally need, I will get use of one of those. Just that I don't know why you like it. Because, for example, uh, most of the scroll wheel uses you get out with like zoom in, page up, page down. Like, like Krita is the one that I feel more comfortable because most of the things that I can do are done with this, besides the brush key and all of that. It would be cool to have, like, I don't need to move my hand from here to here just to do that changes of a brush, you know? Because like the brackets key is okay for me. It's not that far away from this area, but I don't know. Like I just was thinking of only the tablet for now. Then I see if I get some benefits from getting the shortcut keyboard specifically, because I was like, did I win something by doing that? Like it's like a part of me like there's nothing that I earn besides some small. I get one with more buttons here, so I can just probably press them to change like here brush. But I feel that it's just like a problem of which it's funny because mouse wise I am better with the left with the right than with the left, which should be the opposite. So I don't feel that I'm fully ambidextrous. It's just like I only do with my left all the time, like no matter what it is. Like all the time is just writing and that's it. Or anything that has to do with a pen as left-handed. The rest I can just easily intercalate and there is no problem on that. Then yeah, like most of the things, like because even if when I play it or I throw a ball, I use the right hand because I feel more control with the right hand. If I kick a ball, I'm gonna use the right foot. Throwing punches also feel good with the right hand. Like it's most of me being right-handed and it's only writing and all of that. Now let's just what time is it? Over. We're 100 and something frames. Let's see if we can finish this quickly. Which should be able to do. Let's see what is missing here. There anything here? A little bit of wooden frame that I don't want. I wanna remove the whole X frames. I'm just gonna have it the frame X. Because otherwise it's gonna appear code. We don't want that. Especially because there is letters. I mean the frames can also be thinking of there is a code, but I don't think so. Which I am just doing not because of wanting to be like a theory of it, but mostly because it's something that I found always interesting, and it's not something that I all the time see. I mean, sometimes I see and I seek for it, and like it's fun when someone has something like that, and you have like this payoff moment of, oh, it was this, and especially like something that it comes to me always is that game theory that came out like a couple years ago at this point. I don't know, probably 5 years even. That it's just the theory skill games or something like that. Because it's like MatPat at that time, telling how that I have changed it. How there was one game that apparently changed to a not satisfying ending. You know, FNAF is the example of that. Like how theory community had like it was on a point where they were accepting Dream Theory for FNAF 4, and then it was like Scott just say like, you know what, I don't like that ending. Let's just do another thing, which again it's fair, I guess. But I, as far as I remember, that video just started with this idea of we got one day a mail that say that hey, you have a mole on our team. So we changed the your theory that was like the good storytelling to bad storytelling. Now Hello Neighbor is the example of that. That theories were just gaming out a lot from that game. Then game came out and it was very disappointed because basically it was like, remember all the demos that we made? Well, here they are. They are just a little more polished. Doesn't mean that they are right. We remove some of the bugs that help you to complete the game, which for me it was like interesting because it was like at least in a standpoint of design, like the idea of you cannot do the same thing. That is what you usually do on games, right? Like you find your comfort zone, and you stay there because it's the easiest way to do, right? It was like, hey, we are going to make the AI to like you are doing the same over and over. We are going to make the AI change and like I feel that what ended up being the final design of the neighbor of the AI of the neighbor is what they have on the first prototype that they show. That hey, we are going to be this, we are gonna have this AI. Which sure, the lore was interesting and all of that, but the moment that they forgot that they have like um a game to make, right? That was the point when I was like, ah, that is the point. I say point a lot of times now. It's like that is the point where you know that the game wasn't going to be good, when the updates were focusing on lore, and they stopped being on the first thing that they promoted. And I feel that this is still like if you open the Steam page, probably they are still on this promotional that say the AI is the most important part of our game, which it wasn't the case. Like if they would have done like small story focusing on the puzzle solving and the AI, which I don't know, like I feel that it was like a missed opportunity for them because if the game would have been good and entertaining in that simple mechanic, just make that simple mechanic work. Uh, I feel that the game will have go well and probably would have performed well and better of what it was. They would have improved that because I think that there was also like, hey, we're doing the second game, which nobody talk about because of that point you already broke the, the trust that the people have on you because you promise something and you never deliver that. And it was not that it was like if you start analyzing it, you know that it wasn't delivered because it failed. It wasn't delivered because they stopped trying to deliver that. They tried to focus to deliver the theory side, and it's like, no, I don't think so because I think that they tried to copy Scott with FNAF, but FNAF was like, oh, people like the game, and they apparently like the story that I never planned out. Let me just create a bad story, and here we go. While Hello Neighbor was like, oh, people start to talk about game, and there are theories happening. Let's do this. Which the theories most of the time, or at least the people, because at that time I was still more Spanish content. Hmm. Or like the theories that I saw were more about young like game theory. I mean, you have the game theory ones, right? But there was also like the ones that were like, oh, like it's kidnapping the kids because of this. Like, if you ask me, like, no matter how complicated the FNAF's uh, lore it is, you can at least say, oh, Afton is killing kids and stuffing them on animatronics. Or you can say, there is like now you can go more and more deep, and you get more specific of why Afton kill or like why the naps happen. Because it's usually like something. But the Hello Neighbor, which in a point FNAF, if you think about the gameplay, it's like, well, I am on a like, well, I guess that I am on a what's the word? It's like I am here. I'm looking at the animatronics. Blah 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 blah. You don't need to know the lore to play the game. But on Hello Neighbor, it's like at least I need to know what was the neighbor doing. And like I feel that the final story was that it was doing some rituals to bring his son back because he died or something like that. I mean, the moment that I cannot tell you what is the story because it's like enough, I cannot tell you exactly why everything is happening, or at least I can tell you that, hey, there is haunted animatronics. I don't need to know anymore. But when Hello Neighbor, the point was uh, to discover what the neighbor was doing. And I don't know what the neighbor was doing or why he was doing what he was doing. Isn't that like a flaw? And like you fail not even on what you promise of unique AI abilities and all of that, but also you fail to give the thing that you ignore the mechanic for, that is the lore that I feel that they also fail to deliver the lore. Because I don't think that it's even like, oh, you need to do these specific things to discover the lore. Just, or like find these Easter eggs and you discover the lore. Like, you do these random things, progress the game, and if you find the story that we don't make, great, because that is the story that we planned from the beginning. Like, it felt like that for me. Especially because I didn't have where to play at that time, or I mean, probably I have, but I was like, it wasn't like sure to play it. You saw that basically the final game is the demos that they release over the time. Just put, but I don't know because I noticed that because I remember so I started Valve gameplay before I played Stardew, and I was playing and I was like, oh, at one point someone is going to give me as a gift a horse. It was like almost end game when I realized like, oh no, I need to buy the horse cabin to have a horse. Which just is like, okay, I just realized that I literally cannot. Like if I see just someone playing something, it's like I have an idea of what's happening, but don't know exactly how. Like Spider-Man is also another example of that. Like I think that I was just never, like for example the DLCs. I think that I saw Jacksepticeye apply those and I didn't have idea of what they were. Like everything is just the same. Same, not that one. Just the same idea. So probably if I play the game, I would know a little more of the lore. But it's just like I don't know. I don't know. It's like I think that I have a more idea of what Garden of Lore was or is because it's still happening. That Hello Neighbor. Which honestly, like Garden of what I know is just like I only remember the mission of the game was to recover your son, and like I feel that you have been like I don't know how much chapters there are at this point. But I think that the only chapter that they mentioned the kid was on the first chapter, and after that it was like I think that it was implied that it was the bear, but it was never resolved. Like, oh yeah, your child is the bird. Now you don't have child. Um, like I don't know. I feel that people is just too focused on showing story. That I remember that something that happened is like, oh no, the who was that? Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, probably someone. And they were just like, oh, there is the Finger Flint, which feel bad to know. I know the names of, I was gonna say animatronics, but they are not animatronics. That I know the names of the mascots. Yeah, let's go with mascots. That I know the names of the mascots. That is enough pain for me, but it's just like, that when that happened, because I remember that Choo Choo Charles happened, and they have like that idea with collab with Choo Choo Charles, which was like, why? No, but that at least you feel that Garden of Bamban at this point is just like, just took the route of meme internet that is just like, oh, let's just do things for the sake of doing them. And we have a story at one point, but nobody cares about that. Like, nobody understands the story, not even knows the creator. So let's just roll with these things, and it somehow work, you know? Things like that didn't work. That is not my problem. Black. Yeah, but Hello Neighbor, I feel that they miss a big opportunity that they have to. They have like a big opportunity and they miss it. And like everyone is just going for the same idea, that the ARG vibe, like that. That's not lie. I also do that. But also, I say it was because it was something that feel funny to me to do. It's also like my plan was that I feel that the message I put is just one is simple to do, other one is just impossible to do. That's what I said. I would be surprised that if someone discovers that. But the idea is just to, like, my idea at least is just to wanna show you what is going to happen before happens. So it's just like this metaphor of this is what's gonna happen, but you don't know when it's gonna happen or how it's gonna happen. So that's the mystery. That's the part where if people will see my stuff, will theorize. But it's more of, oh, let's do this, and like it feels like that is what I feel, at least for the first episode, because there is like that thing, but it is very cryptic. So I don't feel that that should happen. Like I feel that if someone at some point watches and is like theory brain kicks, I feel that what that person is going to do is just not to full theory, but Bert, how many are we missing? Oh, we're missing four. Okay, I was like, how many are we missing to finish? But we are almost done. So yeah, at least for me, that is the idea to have it. Like, or at least what I have is just that just giving you a hint of what the end is in case that I never made the end. So you can at least, like, if someone watches, like, here's the thing: if someone watches it, like, you better, and you are interested in the story, you better solve the mysteries that I put in. So, in the worst case, you have at least your head canon of what is gonna happen with what you conclude, your own conclusion. Like, okay, so these are the clues, this is what happens, and this is the end. Although I feel that I'm missing one thing, there is a question that could arise if you conclude the ending is that. If you guess the ending, like there is one question on the air, but I feel that I can answer those afterwards. Because episode 2 is gonna have like a, how can I say it? Like a justified ARG part. My justified is just like it's going to be showing it on the I inverted. It's gonna be part of the story that, or at least the clues. So I will say that and it's basically that idea you develop. I feel that you should be able, like for me, you should be able to tell the story without extra stuff. And the extra stuff is just for those who want to know more, right? Like you should be able to tell the base story without like whatever your medium is, and then it's like, hey, you like this universe, let's learn more, and for that you can, like, for example, read about the books, but not come to the idea of the books are the only way to exist. But again, it's just like things happen and the books happen, and I don't know. Like a part of me is just like, oh, the books, but I wish that you, like, for example, Gravity Falls. You don't need to have the diaries or like the Book of Bill to understand the lore. No, it's like, oh, it can mean this, and it's just like, oh, this answers this. That, but you don't need to know those answers to understand what happened, right? It's like something that I feel that everyone that on the Five Nights at Freddy's lore communities should feel. It's just this frustration of, like, I think that was a, like, I don't know if it was the, no, it was Tom theory, and at that point there was a MatPat on game theory that say that it's cool that we have uh, that we know who make the bite of 83 happen. Like, it's cool that we, it's like cool to have a name on this person, on this character, shala shala. But how do that helps the story? Because it doesn't. So let's leave this here. You can see yourselves here in Inception Infinite. Let's leave this here. Obviously, I have a lot to do on this behalf. Like, this is just the base animation done. I still need to color this. So I don't know why I thought that I was going to finish this in one day. Mm, yeah. Gonna work a little bit more on this, but I will see you this. I will leave this for now. 2.5 hours. I got more time of what I wanted to go. I can go up, down. I can go up, down. I don't know why you get in love of the white format aspect ratio. I mean, not on here because this is more of a square aspect ratio, but whatever. Like, I know that it's not perfect animation. Like, that's something that I want to say. It's not perfect. They are not going to be perfect, but I am having so much fun doing them that I feel that that's the most important part of me. Like, having fun doing this. And that will be all for today. And I will see you in another dream. Hopefully, we finish something else. So I was saying that I hopefully finish this for for a date. I don't remember what, for December. I don't know if I can finish this for December. Gonna be honest, because if I look at this calendar, like I am doing like best case scenario, right? And to let's say that I spend like it would be a week per one of these videos. And again, you're gonna see stuff, whatever. So now if I go here, say I'm doing this one. There's no 64. We have 130. 130. 135. Yeah, 135. I have 135 frames. Hmm. Final car. Which is probably. So, yeah, like things happen. I feel that. So it's not this one, it's this one. 135 frames. So I have been a little bit working on this. Now I notice I never finished this. I have this one here, yeah. Yeah, that is a lot of work because it's one like a week per episode. If we say that week per episode, right? You have um, how much are these? Some what I want average. 33 weeks. So even if that's the case, so we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 20, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3. So February it will be there. quickest that we have this done, and it's not focusing on my other projects. So this is probably going to be done for April. Yeah, probably that's going to be my goal to finish this. So my goal is to keep working on this slowly, then work on the other videos that I have planned. I have them right here. According to this, I should have, like, if I work harder, I could finish them. I will be trying to do my best to finish. I will keep doing the streams of this. And if I have to do something else, I do that on Twitch. But until then, that is all. I will see you. Why you frame it like that? There you go. Probably you need this to be like this. What do you want to see there?